Have you ever wondered why you can't help but tap your foot when a beat drops? Or why a specific song from high school can instantly make you feel like you're 16 again, even if you can't remember what you had for lunch yesterday? For most of history, we've treated music as a luxury, a peripheral pleasure, or a decoration for the human experience. We think of it as entertainment. But what if I told you that was wrong? Recent neuroscience has completely flipped the script. We now know that music isn't just something we hear. It is a fundamental force that physically shapes our neural architecture. It engages a massive, distributed network in your brain, spanning from the auditory cortex right up to the parts of your brain that control movement and emotion. Today, we are diving into a report titled The Silent Symphony. We're going to explore how music acts as a rhythmic blueprint for our motor systems, how it builds an emotional architecture that can survive diseases like Alzheimer/S, and how, as we head deeper into 2026, AI is using music to hack our biology. Put on your headphones. Let's listen to the symphony inside your head. Let's start with the most primal part of music, rhythm. You might think you listen to rhythm with your ears, but your brain? Your brain listens with its muscles. When your brain encounters a rhythm, several systems fire at once. The fascinating part is that the motor cortex and the cerebellum, the parts of your brain responsible for movement and coordination, spring into action, even if you are sitting perfectly still. Think about that. You aren't /T moving, but your brain is planning to. It's automatic. This happens because rhythm is inherently about timing and coordination. This is based on what neuroscientists call entertainment. Your neural activity actually synchronizes to external rhythmic patterns. It's a predictive game. Your brain is constantly guessing when the next beat will drop. When your brain guesses correctly, it feels satisfying. When the music throws a curveball, like a syncopated beat, your brain registers that as a meaningful deviation. Now, why does this matter? It turns out this predictive machinery is crucial for development, especially in kids. Research shows that exposure to rhythmic patterns actually strengthens executive function in children. We're talking about the ability to plan, inhibit impulses, and switch tasks. Because the cerebellum handles timing and cognitive control, rhythmic engagement is literally exercising the neural systems a child needs for self-regulation. So, when a child is learning a drum beat, they aren't just making noise. They are building the infrastructure for planning and focus that will serve them for the rest of their lives. If rhythm is the blueprint, melody is the masterpiece. We've all had that experience. A certain chord progression hits, and you suddenly feel a wave of nostalgia. Why is music so much better at this than, say, looking at a photograph? It comes down to the amygdala. This is your brain's emotional processing center, and it lights up like a Christmas tree when you listen to expressive music. It performs an instant, implicit emotional evaluation without you even having to think about it. But the amygdala has a partner, the hippocampus. The hippocampus is central to forming memories. When you listen to music, the hippocampus isn't just recording the sound. It is stitching that sound together with the emotional context of the moment. This creates a super strong bond called emotional memory. The amygdala provides the feeling, the nostalgia or longing, and the hippocampus ties it to a specific person or place. This architecture is so robust that it can actually hijack your consciousness. I'm talking about the earworm. We've all been there. An involuntary loop of music stuck in your head. But why does it stick? Structurally, these melodies usually have simple harmonic progressions and clear phrasing. But neurologically, an earworm is a loop of that predictive machinery we talked about earlier. Your brain keeps trying to complete the pattern, creating a self-sustaining cycle. Advertisers know this. That's why jingles work. They pair information with melody to activate multiple memory systems at once. The musical structure acts as a scaffold, holding the data in place. It's the same reason medical students use songs to memorize anatomy, or why we teach the alphabet through song. Okay, so music moves us, and it makes us feel. But does it make us smarter? This is where we get into the silent symphony concept, how music builds structures in the brain without using a single word. Musical structures, things like harmony, counterpoint, and form, actually mirror abstract logical reasoning. When you listen to complex music, your brain is processing simultaneous pitches, independent melodic lines, and organized repetition. This engages the prefrontal cortex, the CEO of the brain. This is the same area used for high-level logical reasoning and problem solving. And if you want to turbocharge this, look at improvisation. When a musician improvises, they are engaging in divergent thinking. Unlike convergent thinking, which looks for one right answer, divergent thinking generates multiple possibilities instantly. The improviser has to hold multiple options in their mind, evaluate them in real time, and respond to their bandmates, all while playing their instrument. It is a massive cognitive workout involving motor, auditory, emotional, and executive systems all at once. And this workout leaves a mark. We call it neuroplasticity. Consistent musical engagement literally rewires the brain 33. Studies show that musicians often have a larger corpus callosum. That's the bridge connecting the left and right hemispheres. They also show expanded representation in the motor and auditory cortices. Essentially, the brain allocates more real estate to these functions. This creates more efficient neural pathways, which can translate to better performance on non-musical tasks that require memory and attention. And the best news? While childhood is a critical time for this, music continues to enhance brain plasticity throughout your entire life. It's never too late to start rewiring. Now, I want to talk about the most profound application of this research. What happens when the brain starts to fail? In conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, music isn't just a hobby. It's a lifeline. Let's look at Alzheimer's. This disease devastates memory, specifically destroying the hippocampus. You might lose the ability to recall what happened this morning. But have you ever seen a video of a patient who doesn't know their own name, but suddenly comes alive and sings a song from their youth perfectly? Here is the neuroscience behind that miracle. It turns out that the medial prefrontal cortex, a region crucial for autobiographical memory, is one of the last regions to degenerate in Alzheimer's. Familiar melodies activate this specific region. Music acts as a backdoor to those preserved memories. Even when a patient can't access semantic memory, the musical memory networks remain robust. Then there is Parkinson's disease. This involves the loss of dopamine, making it incredibly difficult to initiate movement. Patients often suffer from freezing or rigid gait. But remember how we said rhythm engages the motor system automatically? Doctors use something called rhythmic auditory cueing. They play a steady beat, and patients can suddenly walk with better speed and fluidity. Here is what's happening. Parkinson's damages the basal ganglia, which usually handles automatic movement. But the auditory motor pathways? Those are often still intact. By using an external beat, music essentially builds a detour. It bypasses the damaged area and recruits alternative systems to control movement. It's hacking the brain to restore function. So, we know music shapes the brain. As we move through 2026, technology is taking this to a sci-fi level. We are moving away from generic playlists and toward personalized soundscapes and precision medicine. Imagine a world where your music isn't just based on what genre you like. Imagine soundscapes tailored to your genetic profile. For example, variations in your dopamine receptor genes could predict exactly what tempo will help you focus best. We're looking at real-time biometric monitoring. Your wearable tech could track your heart rate or cortisol levels and use AI to adjust the music instantly to calm you down or wake you up. And it's not just selecting songs. AI systems are now being trained on neuroscientific principles to compose music for cognitive optimization. But we have to be careful. There are ethical challenges here. If we can optimize music to change your brain state, where is the line between support and manipulation? And since every brain is different, what we call neurodiversity, what optimizes one person's brain might be sensory overload for another. We've covered a lot of ground, from the rhythmic blueprints that help children learn to plan, to the melodic memories that survive dementia, to the AI future of sonic healthcare. The evidence is overwhelming. Music is not a peripheral embellishment. It is not just candy for the brain. Music is a fundamental mechanism through which the brain organizes itself. It's a vital cognitive tool that supports our health across our entire lifespan. So, here is my challenge to you. Stop treating music as just background noise. Engage with it, whether that means learning an instrument, listening actively to complex compositions, or just dancing to a beat to sync up that motor cortex. You are literally rewiring your neural networks. The silent symphony is playing inside you right now. Make sure you're listening. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the neuroscience of music, hit that subscribe button. We've got more explorations of the human mind coming up. And let me know in the comments, what is the one song that always triggers a memory for you? I want to see how your hippocampus is working. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Based on the report, The Silent Symphony, How Music Shapes Our Brains Beyond Language.